Yo, what's up guys, you're back with your man TechNick, your go-to guy for videos on the latest tech. Now today it's about the latest tech once again, since we have the Vivo NEX 3 5G on my left hand side, which comes cooped up with a Snapdragon 855 Plus processing chip in it and 8 gigs of RAM. This is the latest from Vivo and certainly their flagship killer to date. It is quite expensive though, quite a lot more expensive than the phone that we have on my right hand side, which is the Vivo IQOO Pro. Now this is also paired with a Snapdragon 855 Plus processing chip and 8 gigs of RAM, and it really does have a monster inside, such as the stunning LEDs at the back suggest. This phone is absolutely awesome and I cannot wait to test the gaming partner with the flagship partner. So I have removed animations in the accessibility's shortcut menu over here and not through developer options, since we're running the same software over here. And I have also enabled monster mode on the Vivo IQOO Pro. Since it has it, we're going to go ahead and use it, and we do not have this feature on the Vivo NEX 3 5G, unfortunately. Now we are going to be using my GoPro Hero 7 over here, my Hero 7 Black, so keep an eye out on the bottom left hand corner while we do this test to keep things as accurate as possible. Guys, these are both incredible phones to say the least, and without further ado, let's go! So we're going to start up over here with round 0, which is a boot test, then loading up the apps. Once we have booted the phone in the boot round over there, we get the IQOO Pro with the first point in round 0. Then on the left, the Vivo NEX 3 didn't come in too far. We're also going to do a fingerprint sensor test over here, and they are using pretty similar ones, but going into the apps, the Vivo NEX 3 takes it there, matching the points in round 0 with 1 point apiece. Now we're going to test out the fingerprint sensors. So the first one there is the IQOO Pro. I didn't allocate a point yet though, so we're going to do best out of 3. Then we have a tie in the second round, and we're going to go ahead and check out the third round to get best 2 out of 3 for the Vivo IQOO Pro, which snatched a second point in round 0, which is really cool to see. Their gaming monster is doing great things, even in regular use scenarios. So round 1, we're going to go camera to PUBG, round 2, PUBG all the way back up to camera, and the Vivo NEX opened up camera quicker, though the IQOO Pro switched the camera to selfie mode a little bit quicker because it does not have a pop-up where the Vivo NEX 3 does. It was a tie and taking a picture, and guys, just to let you know, I'm not going to be speaking about every single individual point throughout this test, though what I will be doing is comparing specific things about the phones as well, and I must say that I've really been enjoying the waterfall display on the Vivo NEX 3. At the bottom left hand corner, I do indeed have the GoPro footage, so keep an eye out on that, guys, because every time I put my finger on the phones, I want to try to be as accurate as possible. And how I do this test, if you are new here, is I do slow the clip down a ton, as much as I possibly can, and then I slow it down again and again. I do it at least 5 times to make sure the point is allocated correctly. I also keep an eye out on my fingers at the bottom left over there to see which ones I am tapping first, but most of the time I get them absolutely accurate every time. This is not my first speed test, as I'm sure you guys must know I've come a long way since the first one. So opening up Astral VPN here, since we do need a VPN in China, the NEX 3 got it, and the IQOO Pro turned it on slightly quicker. So we have 2 points ahead on the NEX 3 as opposed to the IQOO Pro over here, now snatching another point when opening up Facebook, which is cool to see, meaning that these phones are really similar, guys, and they do have the same software, the same Android, the same everything going on here, including the RAM and the processing chip, which is an 855 Plus. Now the 855 Plus processing chip is not that much greater than its predecessor, the regular 855. It is actually only really intended for gaming phones over here, since we get a 15% GPU boost and only a 4% CPU boost, so it isn't really relative to the NEX 3, and most regular phones that are coming out these days aren't including the 855 chipset at all. They're just including the regular 855 and not the Plus, where with all the gaming phones coming out these days in the fall of 2019 here, we are seeing more and more 855 Plus phones, and I am getting more of them with regular phones such as the new Realme X2 Pro and the Oppo Reno Ace. So keep an eye out for those unboxing videos, some speed tests on them, and I'll be doing a charging test on those phones in the coming weeks too. So guys, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, hit that notification bell icon, and stay tuned for all these awesome tests that I put my heart into. So now, exporting a project over here in Adobe Premiere Clip, we do have the IQOO Pro actually doing it faster there, which I was pretty surprised about, since the NEX 3 has been doing really well. And I must say that just 2 points ahead here on the NEX 3, opening up Google Chrome a bit quicker there. Things are really even. I've never seen such an even test, and they should be, guys. I'm not surprised that they're going to be even. They're running pretty much the same internals here, though we do have that bigger screen on the Vivo NEX, so that could count quite a bit to input lag when touching an app. app, but they both have pretty similar touch latency response times too. So we just have 1 point separating these two kings over here between the gaming phone on the right and the flagship phone on the left over here. Flagship meaning that it is the most expensive, not necessarily that it has better specs, since they have the same as I mentioned. We had another tie over there. Now we're going to go ahead and open up Angry Birds, which the Vivo NEX 3 5G takes. So just 2 points ahead in round 1, and if you guys haven't noticed already, at the bottom right hand corner I do have a slight little timer going on there for how long each round takes. Round 1 definitely takes the longest out of all of them over here, since we're running through all of the apps, from no apps to all the apps open. Round 2 will pretty much be testing out RAM management, but not so much, since we're going to be testing out the speed of reopening apps. So stick around for round 2, which we'll get to in a minute, right after we open up our last game over here, and the last app of the bunch, which is PUBG Mobile. Now this game is pretty much the most graphics intense, I would say, just behind Call of Duty Mobile. If you guys are enjoying Call of Duty Mobile and you would prefer me to include that in this test other than PUBG Mobile, please let me know. But I still know a ton of you guys are still playing PUBG Mobile because of your levels, and you don't want to give that up by switching over to COD Mobile. But I must say, I have been enjoying COD Mobile slightly more than I have ever enjoyed PUBG Mobile. So we had the IQOO Pro actually pull a point over there ahead in PUBG Mobile, and just 2 points behind the Vivo NEX 3 in round 1. Now we're starting with round 2, and the NEX 3 opens up PUBG again quicker, but again I mean as in reopening the app faster. Then we have the IQOO Pro with the next game, and we have the NEX 3 with the following game. So it's kind of a toss-up with games here, and I haven't turned on gaming mode, ultra gaming mode on either device, so they do both support them, and you probably will use it, but for the sake of this test it does take slightly longer to open up each app with ultra game mode enabled. So I've disabled it here to keep things as even as possible, because sometimes the processing does a little bit of different things when it comes to opening up ultra game mode. So we're both on tie here with 5 points on each, and the next 3 just opened up Netflix a little bit quicker there, snatching an extra point and an extra point again in YouTube, making it an extra 2 points ahead now to the IQOO Pro, which has 7 points in round 2, and the Vivo NEX 3 has 9 points now. So the IQOO is now catching up a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and turn off this VPN, which the IQOO Pro does slightly snappier. We're going to go into Spotify, and we're going to go into our last run of apps over here, and the IQOO Pro has now surpassed the Vivo NEX 3 5G. I wasn't too surprised by this, because I have seen exceptional RAM management on the IQOO Pro through my days using it, but I haven't seen any slouches on the Vivo NEX 3 5G either. So the IQOO Pro snatches an extra 2 points in round 2 over there. Now guys, overall these phones are absolutely monsters, and I wouldn't suggest against either of them. Whichever one you prefer, whichever look you prefer. If you're going for gaming and you want air triggers, I would go for the IQOO Pro with that 34 points in total, as opposed to the 33 points in total of the Vivo NEX 3 5G. Though it's just 1 point different, there really isn't much performance difference between these two. I've really been enjoying both of these phones, so it pretty much comes down to which you think is better and what upsides you prefer on each device. They're both absolute monsters when it comes to performance, and until next time guys, this is TechNick.